Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Myth-Busting Locksmith. Now, today we are looking at garage bolts and how to make your life easier. This is one of a pair of garage bolts, and they, as you see, they come in pairs. You have a right side and a left side, and you must make sure that you get them the right way round. The idea of these is this bolts into the garage door with this surface against the door, and then this is your finished side on the outside. Now, I had never fitted one of these before, so as you can imagine, it was a very tricky job for me to do. Now, first of all, to show you, this is the bolt in the locked position. Sorry, the unlocked position with the short bolt, and the locked position, of course, is much longer. So if we put those next to each other, as you can see, there is a significant amount more bolt in the locked position. The other thing I like about these garage bolt pairs is the fact that they come with this tube. It's a thick metal tube. You hammer it into the garage frame and it will sit like this, or that'll be here. So you can open and close the garage, and then when the garage door is locked, of course the tube has the bolt inside like this, so it makes it much more secure because you have the length of the bolt, which is very hard to cut because it'll be hardened material, and you have the tube, which is also hardened. So the other thing I found with these, and I'm not entirely sure why they've done it, is the holes on these are not absolutely central. So what I found was when you are getting your lock and you're drilling holes for the two bolt holes here, when you're placing this against the garage door and you're marking here and marking here on the garage with masking tape, say the other side, and you drill your two holes, when you go to the outside of the garage, you have to drill this center hole from the outside of the door inwards, but you drill these from the inside of the door outwards. Now, the first time I ever fitted one of these, it took me an hour and a half. When I went to do the second one, because I realized what I needed to learn, it only took me 30 minutes. So I followed the instructions, but still don't understand why you drill from the inside of the garage outwards for the bolt holes and from the outside of the garage inwards for the lock hole. And what I found is because these are not entirely central, it is not easy to be able to take the lock from being stuck on the door on the inside with the masking tape underneath, and then taking the masking tape off, because if you then go around the outside and stick the masking tape back on, the holes are going to be in the wrong place. So what I did was I created two metal plates like this. Now the idea is you stick this where it says outside door, so you want inside door. So if you're starting on the inside, you stick this to your garage where you want the lock, and you of course place the lock over the top, whichever way round it is going to be, and you drill your hole here and you drill your hole here for the bolts. Then what you do, and this is why I've designed these specially with scrap metal, is you go to the outside of the garage, you turn them over like this, and see, outside door, and then you stick it like that, and you drill the center hole for your garage lock. Now if you do this, your holes will be lined up perfectly, it'll be millimetre perfect, it will look very smart, and you won't need to attack the door or make the holes too large. Now what I've done here for you, I'm holding this here, as you can see, these are perfectly aligned with all three holes, and this is what I'm trying to demonstrate. But if you turn the metal around, because they are not aligned the other way, of course the holes will not match up. Now I'm showing this with you today because I learnt this the hard way. that is on one side of the garage door, and when you go the other side of the garage door, you put it the other way around. So having done this, as you can see, I've made these in advance. So my tip for new locksmiths would be to make a couple of metal plates like these and mark them as I have, outside door, inside door. So when you're inside the door, it goes this way. When you are on the outside of the door, it goes this way. And as you can see, this is like this. What you can also see is it says right and left. And as you can see on your locks, you have left and you have right. So you can correspond your right and your left with your pairs. So that is all I have for you today. These are excellent, as I say, locks, and they come with cruciform keys for the cruciform locks, And one of the things I did notice is the key will only go in one particular way. So if this was the correct fitting way, if you turn it to one of the 3 other points, it is not going to fit in your lock. It only goes in one way, which makes them harder to bump, pick and bypass. So they are very good, they are very well made. But for new locksmiths out there, I would get some scrap metal, and these came off of an old push plate from a door that I took off. Make yourself some solid metal templates, mark them up, get them perfect, and then when you go to fit a pair of garage bolts, then you have these already set up and they'll be in your box. As you can see, I've got my box set up here. These are we're going to look at in a separate video, but as you can see, I've got a little garage door locks box, and then all the separate parts go in there so that I know where everything goes, and I've got it all in advance so I can see that I have 2 locks in stock and I've got all the things I need and I'm ready to go. But it also gives you a place to store your templates so that you don't forget them when you go to a job. That's it. I hope this is helpful for you. There will be a second video following shortly with another tip and trick to go with these, but that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.